Ever feel like life is just not playing fair with you? Like no matter how hard you try, things just seem to get tougher? If you nodded, you are just that guy. The one who, without even realizing it, makes life harder for himself. Today, I'm going to discuss the real issue. No beating around the bush, and definitely no making things sound nicer than they are. I will talk about the habits, decisions, and mindsets that could be making your journey tougher than it needs to be. It is time for a bit of tough love and to figure out if you are really this guy. And more importantly, how you can stop being him. So, let's get started. Number 1, if you are the unprepared guy. Who is this unprepared guy anyway? He is someone who is always caught off guard and is never really ready for what life throws at them. This is the guy who snoozes his alarm until the last minute, scrambles to meet deadlines, and always seems surprised by the predictable, like bills at the end of the month or that annual family gathering. He is unprepared for the everyday stuff, the big moments, and, honestly, most things in between. Life gets tougher for this guy as if he is walking into a storm without an umbrella every single time. When you are not ready for the basics, everything feels like an uphill battle. Deadlines at work become panic-inducing. Opportunities slip by because you're not ready to grab them. And personal relationships strain because you're never quite there when needed. Being unprepared means constantly playing catch-up. And let me tell you, it is exhausting. Life doesn't slow down just because you are not ready for it. Instead, it sweeps you up at its pace and leaves you feeling overwhelmed and out of control. Number 2, you are the overconfident guy. Here's the thing about the overconfident guy. He thinks he has got it all figured out. He is the one who will tell you he can run a marathon with no training, ace a test without studying, or climb the career ladder without putting in the groundwork. Confidence is great, but overconfidence, that is where things start to crumble. The overconfident guy never wins the race because he is too busy underestimating how long and hard the track is. He is the one jumping in without looking, convinced of success without preparation or effort. This attitude keeps him behind because life, unlike what he believes, demands work, persistence, and a healthy dose of humility. Overconfidence blinds you to your own limitations and the reality of the situation. Eventually you stumble and fall. And when you are always assuming you will sail through challenges without effort, every setback feels like a major defeat. When you are overconfident, your life becomes harder because it sets you up for constant disappointment. The world has a way of checking overconfidence through lessons that come the hard way. You miss out on growth opportunities, the chance to genuinely connect with others, and the ability to see and reach your true potential. In the end, life isn't just about believing in yourself. It is about knowing yourself, your strengths and your weaknesses, and working on them. That is how you truly get ahead, not by assuming you are already there. Number 3, you are the stagnant guy. Picture someone who is stuck in the same spot, not moving forward, not growing, just stagnant. This is the guy who has been doing the same job the same way for years. He is comfortable, sure, but he is also not learning anything new, not taking on new challenges, and definitely not stepping out of his comfort zone. Life for the stagnant guy is like being on a treadmill. He is moving, but he is not going anywhere. Believe it or not, the world around you is always changing. When you stand still, you are not just staying in one place. You are actually falling behind. Opportunities pass you by because you are not prepared or willing to reach for them. Relationships and networks stagnate because you are not evolving. And personally, you start to feel the weight of unfulfillment and wonder why life seems to be more rewarding for others. Stagnation is a comfort zone disguised as a trap that makes it harder for you to adapt, grow, and truly thrive in a world that values progress and adaptability. If you find yourself feeling like every day is a repeat of the last, with no new stories to tell or experiences to share, it is a sign that you have become the stagnant guy. This isn't about dramatic failures or visible setbacks. It is more subtle. It is the comfort of routine without the excitement of progress. the safety of the known without the thrill of exploration. Recognizing this pattern is the first step toward change. To break yourself free from stagnation, accept the idea of continuous learning and growth. Make a conscious decision to add something new to your life on a regular basis. This could mean dedicating time each week to learn a new skill related to your job, picking up a hobby that challenges you mentally or physically, or simply making it a point to engage with people who inspire you to think differently. Number 4, you are the short-sighted guy. Short-sighted guys are those who can't see beyond the immediate. They live in the now, with little thought for the future. They are the ones splurging on a luxury watch instead of saving for a rainy day, or skipping classes because they would rather hang out now, not thinking about how it affects their grades or future opportunities. They believe they are making the most of the moment, but in reality, they are sacrificing their future for the sake of temporary pleasures. This short-sightedness is exactly why they can't overtake others in the race of life. While they are busy enjoying the moment, others are planning, preparing, and working towards something bigger. Life isn't just about immediate gratification, it is a long game. The short-sighted guy misses out on deep, meaningful achievements because he is too focused on superficial wins. This approach makes life harder because sooner or later, the future becomes the present. And when it does, the short-sighted guy finds himself unprepared, facing consequences he didn't anticipate, and regretting the opportunities he missed. It is not just about falling behind. It is about realizing too late that life is more than the here and now. And by then, playing catch-up is a much steeper climb. Number 5, you are the lone wolf guy. You must have heard the common saying, "It is lonely at the top." But let's tweak that a bit. Sometimes, it is unnecessarily lonely even getting there. The lone wolf guy prides himself on going it alone. He believes he doesn't need anyone else to make his way in the world. Sure, independence is great, but life isn't a solo journey. It is filled with challenges, some so intense and overwhelming that trying to face them alone is hard or even nearly impossible. Having people around isn't about dependency. It is about community, support, and shared experiences. When the going gets tough, it is the people around you who can offer a different perspective, lend a helping hand, or simply be there to listen. This guy misses out on this. He struggles more than he needs to because he views asking for help as a weakness. But here is the thing. Acknowledging you can't do everything alone is actually a strength. It is about recognizing that some battles are too big, and that is okay. Life throws curveballs, and facing them without a support system makes everything harder, not just in the moment, but in the long run too. Number 6 is the satisfied guy. If you aim to live a better life where you can succeed, you need to stop being pleased with just yourself. This guy, or let's say the guy who is too easily pleased with his own achievements, is someone who settles for the status quo. He is the one patting himself on the back for the smallest wins and not pushing himself to achieve more. And you should never become like him. Do you wonder why? Because his self-satisfaction usually comes off as arrogance or laziness. He is the guy who does the bare minimum and expects praise, or who brags about past achievements while contributing little to current efforts. This attitude makes life harder because it caps your potential. When you are too satisfied with where you are, you stop growing. You miss out on opportunities for personal and professional development because in your mind, you have already made it. But life is about continuous improvement. The world keeps evolving, and if you are standing still and satisfied with where you are actually falling behind. The satisfied guy doesn't realize this until it is too late. And by then, catching up is not just difficult. It is a reality check on what it means to truly live a fulfilling and successful life. Number 7, you are the unadaptable guy. Ever heard the saying, the only constant in life is change? Well, the one who refuses to adapt is the one who always stays behind. The unadaptable guy is set in his ways, resistant to change, and finds himself struggling against the current of progress. He is the guy who says, "This is how we have always done it," in a world where how we have always done it becomes obsolete overnight. His refusal to adapt makes life harder because he is constantly battling against inevitable changes, whether it is in technology, work processes, social norms, or personal relationships. Life becomes hard for this guy because he is left out of new opportunities, struggles to maintain relationships, and finds himself feeling isolated or irrelevant. But here is how you can stop being the unadaptable guy. Start small. Embrace minor changes in your daily routine. Be open to learning new things. And listen to perspectives different from your own. Recognize that adaptability is a strength, not a weakness. It is about being resilient in the face of life's constant shifts. When you become more adaptable, you not only make life easier for yourself but also open doors to new possibilities you never knew existed. Number 8. You are the neglectful guy. Being neglectful is about ignoring the important things in life, whether it is your health, relationships, responsibilities, or personal growth. This guy reacts to hard times by burying his head in the sand and hopes that all of his problems will disappear on their own. Spoiler alert, they don't. This dude isn't ideal because his neglect leads to bigger problems down the line. For example, his relationships suffer because he is not present or attentive. Opportunities slip by because he is not proactive, and personal growth stalls because he is not engaged in self-improvement. To determine if you are the neglectful guy, ask yourself, am I avoiding important tasks or conversations? Am I ignoring the needs of those close to me? Am I letting my health or personal development slide? If the answer is yes, it is time to stop being this guy. Start by setting small, achievable goals for the areas you have been neglecting, be it scheduling regular checkups, dedicating time to connect with loved ones, or setting aside time for personal development. Taking proactive steps can help you become more engaged and responsible. Remember, neglecting important aspects of your life doesn't make them go away. It only makes them harder to deal with later on. When you address them head on, you can turn things around and start living a more balanced and fulfilling life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.